Georgia's defense in 2025 will be elite. We've been saying it all offseason. We're about to see it on the field. What are we excited about? And is there any reason Georgia fans should be nervous about the 2025 defense? Next on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. He is Daniel. I'm Clint. Together, we are Locked On Bulldogs, bringing your team every single day. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, FanDuel.com. Head over there and thank us later. More on them in a moment. Today, we are asking ourselves these three questions. Is Georgia's defense going to be elite? Hint, yes. Wait, yes. And again, a thrice yes. We're going to talk about that. Second, we're going to talk about which players we anticipate a big leap forward, Daniel. We're going to talk about names are going to be had. By the way, really quick, commenters saying that our touchdown draft that we did was one of the best episodes they saw. So if you haven't, go back and listen to it. They also
tell us who won. Leave us your thoughts on who won.
Which team is better? Mine, clearly. And then they also said, Daniel, we need to do one for the defensive side, maybe tackles or sacks or interceptions, that sort of deal.
I don't hate it.
That's not a bad idea, Daniel. So those are the things we are talking about today. Daniel, this defense is going to be elite. Let me jump out in front of everybody. It's going to be elite. And we already see the markings happening from Kirby Smart, from fall camp, and from scrimmage. We're hearing from everybody inside. We are hearing from the man himself and players themselves. This team is focused on fire, passion, energy, effort, togetherness, and that exemplifies the defense. There's a lot of things. Offensively, you need schematics. You need a little personnel development. You need to have a little bit more precision on some cuts, on some routes. That takes a little bit more finesse. But on the defense side of the ball, Daniel, it's just like rebounding in basketball. If you got the drive and the want to, 70% of it is there. And it seems like playing within the scheme, playing within the system is exactly what's happening. This defense is going to be elite this year, Daniel, because we have dudes that want to do that up and down this roster.
Yeah, so let's talk about the thing that most excites you about this defense, segment one. We'll talk about the thing that makes us most nervous and the thing that we think might be the sleeper aspect to this defense. And I'll lead out here. I think I'm most excited about this defense, Clint, for the new faces. Okay, and here's what I mean. On last year's defense, we had a lot of returners, which returning production is, often talked about in terms of college football. People make much of it, and it can often be a great thing. And it's not, listen to what I'm not saying. It's not that I didn't like Nazir Stackhouse and Warren Brinson. It's not that I didn't like another year of C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson and another year of Dalen Everett. And it's not that I didn't like having Malachi Starks come back and Dan Jackson come back. It's not that I didn't enjoy the presence of those players when they were on the field. But to a large extent, probably with the exception of one name on that list, there's not a lot of oomph in any of those names. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just not a lot to get the heart beating quickly. Warren Brinson, solid player. Nazir Stackhouse, solid player. They're not getting the pulse rate elevated for me. And so it's not that I'm excited that they're gone.
No.
Or that I'm bummed that C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson are back, or that Dalen Everett is back for another year. But there's new blood on this defense, and I think it's the kind of new blood, not just from an optimism standpoint, but from an objective evaluation of the ceiling standpoint. This defense has got such a high ceiling, Clint, because of a lot of these new faces. I'm thinking about guys like Ellis Robinson getting a chance to burst onto the scene this year. as a sophomore. I'm thinking about, of course, the two sophomores at linebacker, Justin Williams and Chris Cole, getting an opportunity to play elevates the ceiling of the linebacker room. I'm thinking about a guy like Jordan Hall coming back from injury, been in the program for a long time, haven't seen a lot of him. To pair him with guys like Elijah Griffin and some of the ultra talented freshmen that we have on the defensive front. I'm thinking about guys like Elo coming in at outside backer, who infuses some like, oh, this is a legit pass rusher who might be able to actually wreak some havoc on the defense. You go up and down this defense, Clint, at each and every level, and there's just so many new names, and it's not that I'm excited because it's new for the sake of new.
No,
it's that the new names all have such a high ceiling. I'm tired of watching a defense that I know is going to be pretty good and that I know is going to be pretty good. You see what I'm saying? Ways. I know that this defense is basically going to be right here.
That's exactly right. This is interesting. If you look back the last 2 years, we had a lot of war of attrition coming off of talent-rich rosters, especially on defense. Lost a ton in the draft, and having that many draft picks over and over and over, you're going to have to take some steps back in some regard. And I know that Georgia fans hate doing this, but please bear with me. Go into the lores of Alabama, where Kirby cut his teeth in becoming the top recruiter in the nation. Not Nick Saban. Kirby Smart was. Kirby Smart had the same exact problem while he was at Alabama, Daniel. There would be these absolute triumphal teams, and then there'd be a slippage back, and then you had to reload and get back into it. It wasn't an ascension all the way up where the arrow is just doing this. That doesn't happen. You have these peaks and these valleys, right? With a team like Georgia and NIL and recruiting that is now cannibalizing rosters everywhere. You're cannibalizing yourself. Because you have all these talent people come in, and then all of a sudden what happens is because you grab all the talent, they compete, and some of them can't stand the competition, need to go find opportunities elsewhere. This is unprecedented in how you compose a roster going forward. It's not just a assembly line of next man up at this point.
Yeah.
At a certain regard, the new faces are a necessity, not happy, not great, not like, oh, good addition, not a cherry on top. No. Necessity. That's what they are. So with these new faces and with this infusion of talent, not only through the transfer portal, but younger guys are going to have to step up in a big way because there's going to be these gaps. You're going to have top heavy teams. Freshmen are going to be paired with a lot of seniors. You might have a lot of sophomores with a lot of seniors because the guys who want their shot are going to go elsewhere to do it. You listed all the names of those that are new. Georgia's most consistent room is a linebacker room, which is why it's the top in the entire nation for position groups. Second is probably interior defensive line. But even with that, even with the consistency of a McLeod, Daniel, say, of a Kristen Miller, you have new faces in there that will have to contribute immediately. Elo being one of them. Even at the cornerback room, Ellis Robinson is exciting for you. I know Harris is over there. I know Dalen's over there. It's the new faces, not the continuation. Continuity is great. But if I may, this is a year I don't want continuity.
Continuity is great if the thing that you had before was elite, not soft. So if it was soft, though, you don't want as much continuity.
I don't want I want turnover.
We want something new. Because while last year's defense was not necessarily the problem, like the principal problem for this Georgia team, it also was not up to the standard. Two things can be true at the same time. All right, let's switch gears, talk about some things that we are nervous about in the 2025 UGA defense right after these.
Daniel, may I tempt you with FanDuel? Because
I'm already on the app right now.
On the app, well,
yeah.
Guess what? 26th is coming here, Daniel.
It's coming right around the corner.
Right around the corner. Get on official FanDuel's future day. Brand new holiday football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. That describes you and I. Whether you're calling MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your own Super Bowl champion. Before week one even kicks off, guess what? This is your moment. And again, Super Bowl champs.
Listen, on the 26th.
Please go ahead.
Join me.
Go ahead.
Listeners. I will be making a wager on the Falcons to win the Super Bowl. Like, I'm going to do it on the 26th.
Bijan Robinson's a dude. He's going to carry a lot of that team, and they got a quarterback now and some defense.
Hey, listen, they like these two defenders that they drafted in the first round, and I don't see why they wouldn't.
That's weird. That's wild. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game.
Clint, it's never too early to invest stock in the bucket. It's never too early to secure your bucket, to know where it is at all times, just have it strapped to your hip like an old friend.
If you don't know what the bucket is, listeners, and you're new, because, by the way, we just went over 13,000 subscribers. So
on YouTube, appreciate you.
If
you're on YouTube, subscribe to the audio side. If you're on audio side, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Those two things help us out a bunch. We don't ask you for much.
No, that's what we do ask. It helps everybody out. It helps Lockdown, helps us, helps Georgia, helps you, because you continue to get this content into your ears and eyes. Maybe not the eyes so much.
That's not as good, but it's good to subscribe anyway.
13,000 subscribers get to go ahead and listen, Daniel.
Bucket. Tell them about the bucket.
The bucket is, if you're new, the bucket is the receptacle by which you need to have near you at all times, because you never know when the nervous butterfly feelings turns into something far more than nervous butterfly feelings in your gut. Yeah. And it feels like you had day-old Taco Bell tacos.
The insides are becoming the outsides, if you understand what we're trying to say, and you need a receptacle for it. So what are the things that make you want to reach for the bucket? The things that make you the most nervous in terms of this 2025 UGA defense. We think they're going to be elite. We think they're going to be great. That does not mean that there's not cause for concern.
I'm just going to ask you 3 questions.
Oh, all right. I'll do my best.
3 questions. 2021, Daniel.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's beautiful already.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
You enjoy it. Who was the best pass rusher in 2021?
Ooh. At 2021, Georgia defense.
Defense. Yeah, Georgia defense. Who was the best pass rusher on the defensive line?
Gosh, I mean,
you know what? Best pass rusher on the entire team. I don't even care.
Best pass rusher on the 2021 Georgia team. I don't know, Clint. You tell me. Who was it?
Well, do you have 4 or 5 names from which
I got a handful of names I could choose from.
Great, fantastic. 2022. Who was the best pass rusher on?
Might have been Nakobe Dean coming right up the middle though of 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I mean. I took it to the whole team. There's Nakobe Dean right up the middle. I wouldn't.
I could make an argument in 2022. It was Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter,
the best pass rusher.
2022 is Jalen Carter. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel. Last couple of years,
mm-hmm.
Who's been the best pass rusher on Georgia the last 2 years?
I need you to brace yourself because I'm going to tell you the truth, and I don't think you want the truth.
No, I desperately do. It goes to my point that you are truthful right now.
Chaz Chambliss has been the best pass rusher on Georgia's team for the last couple of years.
Statistically speaking, chaos as well as he's the best pass rusher the last couple of years for us. Chaz Chambliss. Okay. Is Chaz anywhere sniffing Nakobe Dean or Jalen Carter territory?
No.
We love Hey Chaz.
Nolan Smith? No, not in the neighborhood. No, we're not even.
Devontae Wyatt?
We're not nearby, I'll say.
Okay. All right. Different zip codes, different states, different coasts, likely as well.
Correct. Channing Tindall, not even a remote similarity.
Daniel, I just ask you, and I shudder to ask,
mm-hmm.
Who's the best pass rusher on this year's team that you would go ahead and Jalen Carter-esque confidence, Devontae Wyatt-esque confidence, Nakobe Dean-esque confidence.
Yeah.
But for this team.
This is why yesterday, when we talked about, was this yesterday? Golly, the days run together. This is why when we talked about a freshman, if you could only have one freshman to step up,
the two freshmen we chose.
This is why I went with an edge. Choose one of the edge defenders.
I went with Elijah Griffin just because I think pressure up the middle is just as, again, Jalen Carter was.
Give me Isaiah or Linton or give me one of those 3 guys, the freshman edge. based on production in college,
correct,
it's Elo, and it's not particularly close. Nope. He's been doing it at Army. Not a lot of SEC offensive linemen on that Army schedule. So, is it going to translate to the SEC? Coaching staff seems to like him.
Yeah.
So that seems good. But no, there's no certified pass rush on this team. We need it.
We need it. Now,
need it.
Jalen Carter was a high lotto ticket, but we didn't know just how dominant he was going to be before the season. The no-name Dawgs, before they became the elite defense, we thought they could be good. We had no clue they were going to be that good.
Yeah.
Again, you didn't know Stetson was going to be the greatest quarterback in college football history before he became that. Okay.
Not.
This year we have some dudes that have that ceiling and some guys that could become that, but we don't know yet. So the no-name, but I need somebody. My bucket is there. Because I need a pass rush, Daniel. I think we're going to be more stout against the run. I think we're going to be able to get off blocks a lot easier. I think shedding people and making tackles is going to be far improved. But when you need to pin your ears back and just bend at the waist and the knee and get past that corner, get off that combo block, get off that chip block, make it to the quarterback, finish the drill, get around the cone. I'm nervous about that. Daniel, what are you nervous about that makes you reach for the bucket when you think about this defense?
I was going to go something similar. I was going to go pass rush. I think it is the biggest source of concern. But since you went there, I mean, it's the word we've been saying all offseason. I mean, Scott Strickland put it on a T-shirt.
Clint. Literally called a company and paid money to put it on a T-shirt.
Put it on a T-shirt. We're not the only ones that thought this team was soft last year.
No.
The Georgia coaching staff thought this team was soft last year. That's why it's been a point of emphasis at camp this year.
I wonder though, Daniel, if they were nice to the players and told them how inadequate they were up to the standard.
That you feel like you feel like you know the answer.
You know the answer.
Sometimes you ask a question when you already know the answer. I think if you were going to be nervous about something, you'd be nervous that this team hasn't fixed it, that this team's going to continue to struggle stopping the run up the middle. That's going to continue to. I mean, we watched Kentucky with a quarterback that literally could not export a completed pass, if you understand my reference. Like, could not do it. We watched that Kentucky team, like, in key drives, gain 6 yards a carry, just running it right up the middle. Like 1st and 10, 2nd and 4, 1st and 10, 2nd and 5, 1st and 10, 2nd and 3. Like, we stopped them when they got into the red zone. When they got, to the 30-yard line, we stopped them.
Yep.
But they moved the ball on us. Clint, I don't have to remind you, that Kentucky team won 4 games last year, total games. They were an abomination to football. Georgia struggled, especially to stop the run up the middle. It's why, even though Notre Dame had injuries to their key running backs in the Sugar Bowl, like those guys were not 100%. Jeremiah Love was not 100% coming into that game. Notre Dame still ran it right down Georgia's throat and was a big reason why the Georgia defense struggled at times to get off the field. I think there has to be, until I see it, Clint, I will continue to be nervous that this Georgia team has not fixed the issues that it had in terms of stopping the run, being soft up the middle. So
you should be nervous about it because it hasn't been proven yet. Until proven otherwise, I'm going to expect that and hope for different. That's where you go to die, Daniel. That's where your bucket comes in because you're hoping for something that's not actual, and then your stomach feels all the things. We're going to come back after this and talk more Georgia and give you some other names that you should be expecting big things from. But first, these. but these are in fact Rougiette. Daniel, Rougiette's fantastic. You need to get over there right now and take care of business, because if you are a guy and you need help, maybe you've heard of Viagra or Cialis, maybe even tried them, but if you're looking for something beyond just the usual pill, it's time to meet Rougiette Ready. Rougiette is next generation prescription treatment designed to amplify arousal in brain and boost blood flow, unlike usual pills. It takes hours. No. 3-in-1 formula dissolves under your tongue and kicks in fast, on average 15 minutes, and it can last up to 36 hours. It's completely online. Board certified doctor ships your treatment discreetly to your door. Head over right now to rougiette.com/lockedoncollege. That's RUGIET.com/lockedoncollege, and use promo code LOCKEDONCollege for 15% off. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounding drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing reviews. Please visit the Rougiette website for full safety information.
All right, Clint, third segment. The 199 is here.
They're here.
Let's talk about what you should not sleep on concerning this 2025 Georgia defense. Maybe we'll rapid fire these, have a couple to list off. I'll go first here.
Okay.
You mentioned the 2021 defense earlier.
Okay.
That Georgia defense forced 21 turnovers on the season. Okay? That put them at second in the SEC in terms of turnovers forced. 21 turnovers. Georgia has not forced 20 or more turnovers since that 2021 season. Even in 2022, it dipped to 19. 2023, 17. 2024, 19. Where do you think 19 forced turnovers put Georgia in terms of their rank in the SEC? I mentioned 21 forced turnovers in 2021 put Georgia at second overall in the SEC. Where do you think last year 19 forced turnovers put Georgia in terms of their ranking in the SEC?
You know what's wild about that stat before I even get there, Dan?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like we had 19 forced turnovers last year.
Last year? No, it did not.
It felt.
It did not. I'm going to tell you why in a second.
It felt like we were woefully behind. It felt like we were nowhere near that many turnovers. It felt like we were giving away more turnovers than we were taking back. It sounds like the differential to me is probably
interesting point
that's
that
the
you're making.
Feel I had about that. So I'm going to say if 2021, I mean, what are we at? Fourth?
Ninth. Bottom half of the SEC last year in forced turnovers. Would you like to hear the names of the schools that were below us for context? These are the only schools we beat.
Mississippi State
in forcing turnovers. Yeah, Mississippi State,
Kentucky,
Vanderbilt,
and Arkansas.
But there's more. Also Missouri, also Auburn, also LSU, one of the worst defenses we have seen in the history of college football last year. Those are the only schools that we forced more turnovers than in the SEC. All of the reasonably good schools were ahead of us in that statistic. Last year, the reason that it felt like we were woefully behind in terms of forcing turnovers is because we were 11th in turnover margin in the SEC, and we gave it away 20 times to our 19 forced turnovers.
I know we had a disappointing season. We didn't get where we wanted to go. But if you were to actually give the coach of the year to the person who coached above what his team was, it's Glenn Schumann, Kirby Smart, and Mike Bobo. Like, just look at the 14th in the SEC in rushing,
11th in the SEC in turnover margin, 9th in the SEC in turnovers forced,
and we were still
win the conference and get the number 2 overall seed in the college football playoff.
I don't think you guys understand just how heavy lifting Kirby Smart did on last year's team that took off 5 years of his life, by the way. So I fully believe that.
Now, listen to Don't Sleep On. That's all the context.
Okay, we got a good idea.
Georgia is back at the top of the SEC in forced turnovers this year. Do not sleep on this year's defense not being just like the 2021 defense, but don't sleep on them reestablishing themselves at or near the top of the SEC in terms of forced turnovers, getting back up to that 21, 22, 23 number of forced turnovers. And obviously, I think that's going to bring the margin way down because I think Gunnar Stockton's going to turn it over way less than Carson Beck did last year.
Yes.
And so the margin's going to go way up. They're going to rise in the rankings on that. But I'm just talking about forced turnovers because we're talking about the defense. Georgia will be at or near the top of the SEC in terms of forced turnovers. I think it has to do with two things. I think it has to do with how much I love this secondary, how much I love the three corners that are on this team. I absolutely think that Georgia has three great corners on this team. The later we get into fall camp, the more I am believing in the UAB transfer at safety.
Yes.
And KJ Bolden on the back end. And just to piggyback off last segment, the closer we get to the season, the more confident that I am that A, teams will not be able to run the ball against us.
Nope.
What's that going to force them to do? Throw the ball more. What's that going to force? More turnovers. And B, there's going to be a pass rush from this Georgia team. There's going to be pressure on the quarterback. What's pressure on the quarterback going to do? Strip, sack, fumble, force throw, inerrant throw, interception potential. And so obviously, on every pass play, there's two opportunities for a turnover. The quarterback can throw an interception. The receiver can fumble the ball after he catches it. And so the more Georgia stops the run, the more Georgia is going to be able to force turnovers, put offenses in advantageous situations. And I expect this Georgia defense to excel in that area in 2025.
I'm going to give you a couple of names and their counterparts of who you can expect them to be like, which should excite you, Georgia fan.
Okay.
Christian Miller, Devontae Wyatt, part 2. Look at him breaking down the pocket, pushing it from the inside, and being stout against the run. All indications are he has vastly improved this year. Channing Tindall, oh yeah. CJ Allen, hey, how you doing? If CJ turned into a gap blitzing linebacker,
oh, sweet mother. Hey, do you like CJ Allen running side to side or north to south, Clint? Yeah. Let's run downhill.
He's a bowling ball. If you put him in one direction, it's really hard to stop him.
He's a sled on an icy hill. We want that man pointed downhill and nowhere else.
Nowhere else, please. Yeah. For the love of all that is good. You named Maddox. I know history's repeating itself. Christopher Smith, Tyke Smith, Daniel.
Yeah.
This is what Maddox is like, and Tyke Smith, that transfer that comes on over and it was already a good safety. Not could be, was.
Yeah.
Second best returning graded defensive back we have. Number one is KJ. We have 2 dudes on the back end, 3 dudes at corner.
He may change his name to Adrian Smith by the end of the year. That's how good he is at safety. He may have to legally change his last name to Smith because he's a great Georgia safety. Like it's a requirement.
Linebacker room full. Chocked full, busting at the seams. We've seen this play out. I'm not saying 21 and 22 will replicate that, but what I am saying is this defense could be the 3rd best defense we've seen at Georgia.
I think second is well within sights. I think this defense could be better than 2022.
Floor 3rd. I'm so close to saying that. And we could be pressing up there because this team has that feel, that mentality. Do not sleep on this defense being the only thing that you care about this year. We had Stetson Bennett, again, unheralded, not a good quarterback, can't throw. Yeah, we've heard this all before.
Yeah.
Kirby loves it. This is the recipe that got us there, and I think this could be the year that we go ahead and do that. This defense could be the 2nd best, 3rd best defense in the history of Georgia. He is Daniel. I am Clint. We'll be back starting next week.
What's next week, Clint?
Prep week. Go get you some supplies tonight for Farmageddon tomorrow. Then go ahead, do a rehearsal of all your favorite food, where the bucket's going to be, that power charger that you need for your phone. Where's the hookup? Get ready, because next week, Daniel will give you all the previews leading up to the Marshall game. He'll be back. I'll be there. We'll see you guys then.
See ya.